today we're going to be reacting to his story. If you know who his story is, he's basically one of the most viral and fastest growing channels in all of YouTube right now. If you look right here, he has over 5 million subscribers and over 492 million views in just the past week alone. And what makes it even crazier is that this guy's oldest video is only from 6 months ago. And this right here is a random number generator. Can we get our hands on 4,544 likes on this video? Go down below and smash the like button. Now, we would go ahead and click on popular and just watch all of these, but like a billion other YouTubers have already done that, so you guys have probably already seen the most popular his story shorts. So instead, we're just gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the most recent ones, like They Tricked Me, uploaded 2 hours ago.
My phone buzzed. Congratulations, you've been cast on our dating game show. I instantly called my brother. I'm finally getting a girlfriend.
Oh my god, why did they animate him like that? What is going on?
He laughed. Yeah, right. You're 600 pounds. You've been single for your entire 40-year-old life.
600
I hung
pounds
up
is
because
insane.
I was ready to finally prove everyone wrong and get a girl. 2 weeks later, I walked into the villa and 10 of the most gorgeous people I'd ever seen were by the pool. The host spread his arms wide. Everybody, welcome your newest bombshell. I strutted down the steps, popped my collar, and hit the girls with my best Sigma face. But the whole line...
Okay, it's over. It's over. He just said my best Sigma face. Yeah, it's done. He's not getting none of the girls, bro. It's over.
Of baddies burst out laughing so hard they were crying. I kept smiling because I figured they were laughing with me. The host...
Oh no, they are definitely laughing at you, buddy.
Ladies, which one of you wants to steal him for a date? Every girl went completely still. I scratched my head in confusion.
They're all like,
I figured
not
they
me.
were just playing hard to get. Until the blonde in the red bikini
I don't know
pointed
about
at me.
that.
Babe, no offense, but this is a dating show, not a cooking show. A cameraman snorted behind his lens, and I completely
that's kind of mean. I'm not gonna lie.
because I realized they cast me to be the punchline, and 40 years of being single was about to turn into 41. My heart broke in my chest, and I turned to walk out because I felt like a lost cause. But on the way out, I saw the buffet table, the open bar, and the infinity pool. So I made a decision. If I was the joke, I was going to be a joke with a mimosa. I loaded a plate with lobster tails and ate them in the hot tub while the cast screamed at each other over some guy named Braden. After just an hour, I was on plate number 8, dipping unlimited chicken nuggets straight into the chocolate fountain. They flew me out.
Whoa. Chicken nuggets in the chocolate fountain? What are you doing? Yo, no wonder none of them wanted to pick him, bro. What in the world is that?
Out to be laughed at, but I was the only person in that house having a good time. On the last night, the host asked if I'd found what I was looking for. I popped my collar and hit the Sigma face one more time. Best vacation of my life.
What in the world was that? This is the first video that we look at today, and that's what it was. Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna drop a subscribe. If I'm reacting to him, I might as well subscribe to his channel. You guys should do the same thing for this channel down below right now. Wait, he literally just posted one 1 minute ago. What the heck? I became a rock god. Wait, we gotta watch this now. This is literally just uploaded. What?
I was chipping a rare gem out of a cave wall in the Amazon rainforest when a tribe dropped down from the surface, circling me with daggers pointed at my chest. I threw my god, yo. My heart hammering. My father spent his whole life hunting this gem and never found it, and now I had to make it out alive with this gem to complete his dying wish.
What is this gem? How valuable is it?
A picture of the gem, hoping they'd let me go.
Brother, that is AI. That is artificial intelligence, okay? The gem does not look like that.
But they started screaming in a language I couldn't understand and jabbing their daggers at my face like I offended them. I'm just here for the gem, I swear. But 2 warriors ripped my backpack off my shoulders. No, my gear, my samples. Then they slammed me to the ground as their shaman lifted my father's rare gem into a beam of light, glowing, shifting from milky white to deep violet.
That gem looks sick.
The whole tribe dropped to their knees. That's when I realized they worshipped the stone because it glowed. So I dropped to my knees too and bowed at the gem, praying it would save me. But they all looked at me with disgust, yanking me up by my hair,
what is
furious
happening?
that an outsider dared bow to their god. I begged, but they dragged me out of the cave,
Isn't that what they would have wanted?
and into their village, where a stone altar sat stacked with kindling. They forced me to my knees on top of it and tossed my backpack onto the pile beside me. When they raised their torches, it hit me. They were going to burn me alive.
Wait. So they worshipped the gem, but then they got mad at him for trying to worship the gem to try to like fit in and not get killed, but that's actually what's gonna end up getting him killed. What are we watching?
And I'd die without ever completing my father's wish. The torches dropped and flames roared up around my knees. Then I remembered how their gem glowed, and it gave me the craziest idea. My UV flashlight could make my own stone samples glow the exact same way. So I lunged for the bag with shaking hands, and the tribe roared, shoving their torches into the kindling and pressing their daggers against my back. I grabbed the flashlight and a fistful of stones anyway, and swept the light over them as the flames climbed higher. They glowed and shifted from white to violet, the same glow as their god, and the whole tribe froze, then dropped to
Oh my
their
god,
knees
he's
in
tricking
worship.
them!
Not for the stone this time, but for me, their new rock god. They doused the flames and pressed their sacred gem into my hands as a peace offering.
Oh
my
my
father never found
god.
it, while I walked out a rock god holding it.
Yo, this guy's a genius, bro. He's like, okay, these guys are worshiping this like colored rock, so I'm gonna make this rock a different color and try to make them do what I say because I have the rock they worship so much. My son's hamster cured his PTSD. What in the world is this? I guess we're gonna go watch it.
When I came home with my adopted son, he instantly ran to hide under the table. Take
Why
cover!
is he hiding?
I gently walked over and patted his back. It's okay, son. That was just a car engine, not a bomb. There's no war here, don't worry. He kept shaking, and I had no idea how I was going to help him.
What
heal
is
from
he
his
so
trauma.
scared
But that
of?
night,
Yo.
I heard a laugh coming from the inside of his room, and when I peered inside,
A
I saw him
laugh?
crouched over a tiny animal. He saw me standing behind him and turned around. Dad, look, I found a hamster. It's my friend, and his name is Mr. Nibbles.
So why was he
teaches me
saying
I don't need
hi?
to be scared. Another car passed by, but this time my son sat perfectly still. I breathed a sigh of relief because I thought for sure that he'd somehow found the cure to his PTSD. But 4 months later, I walked into my son's room to feed Mr. Nibbles, and he was curled up in the shavings, not breathing. I felt my heart
Oh,
break,
he's dead.
and I was still thinking
Oh, it's
about
over.
how
The
to tell
hamster's
my
dead.
son when I heard footsteps in the doorway.
Oh,
He
nah.
instantly
He's
ran
gonna be
over to the
devastated.
cage. Are you feeding Mr. Nibbles without me? He grabbed the hamster, and his face immediately dropped. But before I could say anything, he gently patted
Yeah, bro,
my
just
back.
say wallahi.
It's okay, Dad. He stroked the gray fur with one finger. I'm glad I got to be his friend, even if it was only for a little while. For weeks, I'd been
At least
wondering
it's
how to
turning out
comfort my
wholesome?
6-year-old son, and now he was comforting me. We buried Mr. Nibbles by the fence, and when a car passed by, he laughed. Why was I so scared before?
Okay, I mean, hey, he got over his fear, you know? He accepted that, you know, the hamster had a good life, you know? He said he was glad to have been his friend, you know? I think overall that was a good story, you know? These things go insanely viral, by the way. Like, within 4 hours, this thing has accumulated 469,000 views and 17,000 likes, which is just insane. What is this thumbnail picture? Oh my god, we clogged the water slide. 1.7 million views in 8 hours. I guess we gotta watch it now.
I was about to go down a water slide with my biggest friend when he grinned. You sure you want to ride with me? I might clog this thing. I laughed and told him to get on. We squeezed onto the raft and shoved off screaming, and he got so hyped he ripped his shirt clean off. But halfway down
Why
the
did he
tube,
do that?
we slammed to a dead stop. Bro, did you actually clog it? He shoved against the walls while I
They're
pushed from
stuck. Oh,
behind,
no.
But we were completely stuck.
Oh,
and
no.
my balls dropped. I screamed up the slide.
Okay, you don't have to
Help,
say that.
we're stuck in here. But my voice just echoed. No one could hear us, which meant another raft would come flying down any second and kill
Oh,
us. Then I
no.
felt cold water crept up my legs. Bro, the water's rising because we're clogged. We gotta move now, or else we'll drown. But my friend just sobbed. I'm gonna die because of my rolls. This is so I begged him to lock
gotta
in
do
and help me,
something.
but
You
he
gotta
cried
try.
harder. It's no use. This is how I go out. Every second he cried, the water climbed higher, now up to my chest.
No.
Then a surge of water shoved us forward before we jammed again, and that gave me
Oh,
an
they're
idea.
moving.
Bro, the water pressure can push us out. Then I heard screaming echoing down the tube. The raft was coming, and it was now or never. I yelled, bro, suck in and hold your breath. We sucked in, and I felt the other kid's toes skim my head right before the water exploded behind us, blasting
Oh my
our
gosh.
raft out
Oh my
like a
god, they
cannon.
did it.
We
Let's go.
crashed into the
They
pool,
survived.
gasping. But when I looked back, the other raft never came out. They were stuck, but I didn't understand how.
They're also
I yelled,
stuck.
They're stuck in there. Save them. A lifeguard ran to shut the ride down, and they pulled the kids out just in
Yeah,
time.
that ride
Then a
is
worker
dangerous,
climbed up
bro.
to
Shut that thing
find
down
what
for
clogged
sure.
the slide, then held up a soaking wet shirt. This huge shirt sealed the drain shut, backing up the whole slide. My friend and I locked eyes. Bro, it wasn't cause of your rolls. It was your freaking shirt. His jaw dropped, but then a manager headed straight towards us. We thought we were cooked, but he
my
said, please don't
God.
sue us. Free passes for life. We grabbed them and grinned, knowing damn well we were the culprits.
Oh my god. So he caused the ride to clog, but yet he got free passes for life. Yo, that's insane. Let's watch this one. My crush became obsessed with me. 746,000 views in 11 hours.
I was sitting on my friend Peyton's couch when I finally said it out loud. I have the biggest crush on Nevia. Peyton put his Xbox controller down. Have you told her?
Okay.
I shook my head. I just wish she felt the same way. Peyton laughed. Careful what you wish for. The next day, Nevia started texting me
I wonder
every
how this is
5
gonna
minutes.
go.
I told myself it was nothing, but then I looked up from my
Every
lunch
5
and
minutes
saw
is
her
kinda crazy,
standing
though.
outside the cafeteria window watching me eat. I waved slowly, and she did not move. I packed up my tray and hurried out the side door.
Why is she out the window, not moving?
Waiting for me. My heart started pounding in my chest. Were you just outside the window? She tilted her head. Yeah, I just wanted to see you. The next day, she cornered me by the lockers with her eyes red and her voice shaking.
What is going on?
Look at other girls. I stepped back. Nevaeh, I do not know what is happening right now. She grabbed my arm.
It's because he said that he wishes she felt the same way, and then the wish came true, but now it's gonna backfire on him. Yeah, see, I'm understanding it now. That's exactly what's going on.
Why do you not love me? I would do anything for you. Anything. People in the hallway were stopping to stare. You need to calm down. Do not tell me to calm down. She was crying and shaking, and I started shaking too. Then she went completely still. Her face scrunched up like she was fighting something. Then she burst out laughing so hard she had to grab the locker to stay upright. I'm so sorry. Peyton told me what you said, and all I could think about was that horror movie we watched last month. I could finally breathe again. The one with the girl who is obsessed with that guy and stalks him? She nodded, still wiping tears from her eyes.
It was a prank the whole time.
I just wanted to see what you would do. She reached out and grabbed my hand. For what it is worth, I do feel the same way.
So they were referencing the movie Obsession, I'm pretty sure. So they were trying to play a prank on him similar to the movie, right? The guy wishes the girl's obsessed with him, and the girl becomes like super obsessed with him. But it was all a prank at the same time. But in the end, he actually did end up really getting the girl. She actually did end up liking him. Oh my god, that was a W. Tag You're It Father. 1.2 million views 13 hours ago. Oh my god, this better be good.
Our priest raised his hand halfway through my vows, pressed a finger to my forehead, and yelled, "Tag,
what is he doing?"
Then he immediately hiked up his robe and sprinted down the aisle. 200 guests spun around while my bride stood there holding her bouquet with her mouth wide open in disbelief.
He just left?
I kissed her hand and said, "Hold that thought. I have a priest to catch." I ran after him but slipped over the carpet.
Where is he
in the
going?
aisle. So I desperately yelled, "Stop running and let me tag you back." I saw him slide under the buffet table and build a huge lead. So
Why are they playing tag?
And brought down a whole tray of shrimp. He cut through the string quartet and turned around to face me, holding the cello like a shield. I faked left, but he read it and swished past me, bursting out the venue doors into the parking lot. He ran
what
past
is this
the cars
guy doing,
onto the concrete, but I was too far to catch up.
By the way.
I turned my head and spotted our wedding getaway car sitting there with cans tied to the bumper. So I jumped in.
Why are there cans tied to it?
Without a second thought. 200 guests crowded the venue windows behind me as I gunned it across the parking lot after the priest.
Bro, is it that serious?
Car closing in with widening eyes. So he cut back toward the parking lot and dove into our limo and closed the door right as I skidded up beside it. He smiled and waved goodbye at me through the glass, thinking he was safe. But the partition inside was up, which meant he couldn't see the front seat, and our limo driver was sitting there with a confused expression. So I traded the driver the rose on my suit for his cap and his keys, and slipped behind the wheel. The priest
This one is really confusing.
I slid the partition down, revealing me sitting there with a huge smile. I reached back and pressed one finger to his forehead. Tag, you're it.
All this for a tag game, bro?
At all. We drove back to the altar and finished our vows, while the bride stood there with the same expression of disbelief.
So he was like, you know what would be funny? If right before these two get married, I just tag this guy and just book it. And then for some reason, he goes along with it and he's like, oh nah. Now I gotta tag him back. At this point, we're being left with more questions than answers. But if you guys enjoyed this video, want me to react to more his story, then make sure to click this video on the screen right now because you think you'll love it a lot. And anyways, I'm out.